Hello, humans. This is Michael Herrick with HIPAA for Humans, realistic cybersecurity advice for healthcare. This video is for the software developers out there. Whether you're at a hospital or clinic building an internal software tool for your own team, or if you're heading up a health tech startup building the next killer app for healthcare, this video is for you. When I work with people building software for healthcare, there's a whole new set of risks that we have to take into consideration, way beyond the usual risks that happen at any healthcare office, at any healthcare clinic. And when I'm talking to people leading these efforts, when I'm talking to a CTO or to a software developer, pretty much always the first thing that they want to talk about and the first thing that they're worried about is encryption. Somehow encryption has become almost synonymous with HIPAA. And it's pretty much a guarantee that the CTO is going to start the conversation by saying, we need to make sure that we're doing encryption right in our software product. Well, I can tell you right now, you're probably doing it right. Encryption is not that hard to do these days. It's not rocket surgery. And it's also pretty easy to tell if you've done it wrong. And then it's pretty easy to fix. So don't worry so much about encryption. I think you got this. The things you should be worried about are the things that are easy to screw up and difficult to debug. And top of the list in that category is your user login system, your user authentication system. This is where we see lots of people shooting themselves in the foot, creating cybersecurity vulnerabilities and not being aware of them. If you're going to build your own user authentication system, there's a bunch of stuff that you have to take into consideration. You probably are already thinking about how you're storing your passwords. Hopefully we all know by now we don't want to store clear text passwords. There have been too many data breaches involving clear text passwords. So you want to make sure that you're doing the proper hashing and salting of your passwords before you store them someplace. You also need to be looking at your password rescue systems, how users can reset their passwords when they inevitably forget their passwords. Remember, your user authentication system, it's not as strong as the password. It's only as strong as the password reset methods. We see a lot of breaches vectored through password resets. So that's something you've got to be looking at for your software product. But actually, my advice for CTOs and software developers is don't build your own user authentication system. Rely on third-party libraries and open source tools. Every environment that you're working in is going to have a well-known, well-respected, well-tested, and highly secure user authentication framework that's probably a lot more secure than anything you're going to be able to roll on your own with the time that you have available. And also be thinking about this, if it's possible for your use case, one of the best things you can do for your healthcare software application is to leverage single sign-on. Make this somebody else's problem. Make the whole password management, password reset, two-factor authentication, just outsource that 100% to a service that does only that. That's the best way you can manage the risks to your user authentication system with your custom software application. This is what you should be doing for your programmers, making their jobs easier so they don't have to worry about that type of infrastructure development, and they can focus on the features, the reports, and the data that your healthcare application is built for. I'm Michael Herrick with HIPAA for Humans, realistic cybersecurity advice for healthcare and health technology companies. Thanks for watching.